Hi everyone, this is Cindy Create the Heart, and today I'm going to be sharing how to make these really cool trellis cards. So I was on Jennifer McGuire and I saw that she had a guest, I think it's someone from Alta New, who makes these beautiful trellis cards. And so we're going to make two different ones today. So she made them using a 5x7 piece of paper, but I prefer to make my cards more A2 size. And so that's what I'm going to do. And as soon as I saw them, I knew that it was going to be perfect for the Hummingbird collection from the Not Too Shabby Shop subscription box. So I thought I have to definitely make it before it's time to move on to my next project. And so really, really easy to make. To make it, you do just need two A2 size panels that measure 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then you need about 6 strips of paper cardstock that measures 1/2 by, I think I did about 8. So that's the collection that we're going to be using. It's Little Hello and the Ephemera. So I've got my scoreboard out because I'm going to be using it very little actually for this project. And I've got a little bit of removable masking tape, and I've got my panel there. So to get started, you just take 3 of the panels and you lay them much like you see me doing here in the video, where both ends of the strip are hanging at the top and at the bottom. And so we're going to do 3 of these. This is kind of like a crisscross style. So I'm going to lay down 3 of them, kind of spacing them out so that there's some space there. And then once I've got the 3 down, I'm going to go ahead and get my masking tape and I'm going to put that over it so that it will stay put. And then I'm going to bring my scoreboard back in, and what I'm going to do is just score what will be the top of the card. So I'm just going to go ahead and score those 3 ends just to make it cleaner when I bend them over. So I'm using my Alta News scoreboard. It's a little mini one, and I have no idea what I did with the bone folder that comes with it. But yeah, so you do that, and then that way they will bend over fairly easily for you. And then you're going to glue those down. So I'm using my Barely Arts glue, which I'm kind of out of frame for that. Sorry about that. My Barely Arts glue, which I love, and so it's a little stuck, so I'm kind of unsticking it. And then you're going to stick those down, and don't be in a rush, because I was in a rush and they kind of popped up a little bit. You kind of want to hold it down just long enough for the glue to adhere. It doesn't take very long, just a few seconds. But you put glue down and you go ahead and you fold those over. If you have any of the paper strips hanging over the side of the card, then you want to go ahead and just snip those. I didn't on this card, I don't think. And then you're going to lay your other 3 strips, crossing those first 3 with a top and a bottom hanging over the card. You're going to go ahead and lay those down. And so once you've got the 3 strips the way that you want them, you're going to lay your masking tape down again, holding that in place. And then you're going to go ahead and use the scoring board the same way that you did the first time. Is you're going to go ahead and score along what will be the top of the card so that you can easily fold those little pieces down. So I do have a little piece, I think, that's sticking out. And then so once you kind of adhere that, then you're going to snip that so that everything is nice and clean. And putting that glue on there. You can use other adhesive if you'd like. I just used glue because I thought it was, easiest. So once you have that down, then you're going to go ahead and just snip that end right off. And now you need to snip the bottom off. So I'm going to pull my paper trimmer out, but I didn't do a really clean job, so you'll see me actually kind of trim it a little bit with my scissors. But you can use your paper trimmer to trim off the bottom edges. And we're not going to glue those down because that's actually going to be how we open our card. So we're going to go ahead and snip that. And then those pieces we can just throw away. And now the front of our card is pretty much ready to go. Like I said, you will see me trim the bottom off a little bit because it's not real clean there at the bottom. And so, but what I'm going to do first, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue the top strips down to wherever they intersect or meet with the bottom strips. And that will create a little X, a little trellis X that we can then lift up and use as the front of our card. And it just kind of have to eyeball where those meet, where they intersect. And so now that front is fairly complete. So you can see I'm trimming off that bottom edge because it just wasn't real clean when I cut it. So now I need to clean up the back. So you could take this whole panel and you could attach it to you know, a full A2 size card, which just doesn't really work for me. Instead, I'm just taking another A2 size panel that measures 5.5 by 4 1/4. And so you could use glue, or you could use some kind of double-sided tape, which is what I'm using here. You could use your ATG or any kind of adhesive that you want to attach that back, and that just hides the back a little bit and cleans it up and gives it a little bit more stability for your card. So I'm just peeling off the liner. And I'm going to go ahead and attach that to the back of my trellis card. And now the card is just ready to be decorated. So to decorate this card, I'm bringing in the ephemera from the Not Too Shabby Shop subscription box for the month. And it matches that little Hello Hummingbird stamp set. So I'm pulling out the ephemera and choosing the pieces that I like the best. So I'm opting for that sentiment oval, which I think is just perfect. And so really it's just a matter of kind of being just a little bit careful with how you glue it down. But kind of picking and choosing what I want to do. So I think I'm going to opt for that hummingbird with the flowers, which I don't even know what those flowers are called, but with those flowers, and then the little hummingbird at the bottom. And so I'm just going to glue those down. This is a really easy card to make, and it's got a lot of wow factor, and you could definitely do a lot with it. You could do it in different colors. You could use pattern paper. I thought about using the pattern paper for this, but I really liked the clean look of the white. But you definitely could. And in this video, I did not finish it with some gems, but you definitely could put like gems or other embellishments on here. But it's all done, and I love how it came out. And so now we're going to start working on the second trellis card. So this card starts off with an A2 front folding card. And then what I did was I put that score line on the, I basically cut, what is that? 5.5 minus 2, so 3.25. So I just left 2 inches off the top and chopped off the bottom, and then I just went ahead and I made 1/2 inch strips with what was left. So those strips measure 1/2 inch by 4.25. And so I just laid them down on the bottom. Tried to be, careful in how I laid those down. And so I'm going to lay those down. And once I have them laid down, I wasn't real good about laying them down so that they didn't kind of move, but I did the best that I could. And so I'm going to lay that down to kind of help me a little bit. And then I'm going to put some dots of glue along that one side. And then I'm going to take one of my strips and I'm going to lay it right across there, all the way from the bottom to the folded over 2-inch panel. And I'm going to also do that on the other side, and that will hold my little strips together. So go ahead and put that glue there. And then I put the panel down. And so now that front is done. Now it's just time to decorate my panel. And so I'm going to be using the ephemera again. Now I already stamped my sentiment. So now it's just a matter of choosing what ephemera that I'd like to decorate my trellis card with. So I kind of fooled around with a bunch of the different ephemeras to see, what I liked. I don't want to cover the whole panel because I want to have that trellis show through. But once I decide, then I glue everything down. Just glue everything down. So I hope that you guys give these a chance. Make sure that you visit Jennifer McGuire's blog, or you can also find it, I believe, also on her YouTube channel, and make one of these cards because they are really a lot of fun.